Apparently our intro video is not going to play tonight. That's okay. We are here. We're back for another Monday. As you guys can see, we're having a few more technical difficulties this week, but that's okay. We're just going to roll right through it. So, we are Pucks and Power Plays podcast. We're brought to you by Boston Sports Entertainment Network. You can find BSCN on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the places at BSCN_617. You can find the podcast at Pucks and Power Plays Podcast. Nope. You can find us at Pucks and PPs Pod on all of the things. So Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Apple, Spotify. Listen to us wherever you would like. My name is Emily. You can find me at HyperEmmy on literally whatever social media platform your little heart desires. And this is...
I'm Liz. You can find me at Liz__Frazier. And we're back.
We are rolling with it tonight.
We're trying.
I don't know why our intro didn't play. That's the first time we've ever had that technical difficulty, but that is okay. I don't know what account I'm on. And one moment, I just have to post that we're live. One second. BRB, I'm here. And we have shirts. So BSCN.squared.site.
Yeah.
Is our website? That doesn't feel right. BSCN617.square.site is our website where you can get shirts, you can get sweatshirts, you can do all the things that we've got Bruins, we've got Pucks and Power Plays podcast, we've got Patriots, Celtics, and Red Sox. Lots of things on there. But tonight, we are talking about this season. And we are making predictions for this season. And we are going to have a good old time before the season actually starts and our hearts get absolutely obliterated.
We're going to pretend everything's fine. It's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. And who knows, this could all change. It could be like last year where we thought Nashville was going to do something and they did nothing.
I had Nashville winning the Stanley Cup last year.
They didn't even make it.
So disappointed. And yes, for all of those who are interested, the pizza blanket is back. I don't know. I lost the pizza blanket for a while. I'm really glad that's back, though. Nobody actually cares about the pizza blanket except for me, but
I care.
I'm glad somebody does. Okay.
You know, I should put it on my chair at some point and then we could just match.
Yeah. Well, my chair is just some random brand. I'm like, whatever. And I'm always cold. I need a blanket at all times.
I typically just take the one off my bed. I have like 5 blankets on my bed.
I finally convinced my husband to bring the heat up to 74 instead of 72. So our house is always freezing and I cannot deal with it. The 2 degrees makes a difference, friends. It truly does. I don't think he heard me. I think I'm good. So for those who don't know what a usual episode is, let's give you a little debrief real quick. So typically during the season, our episodes look way different than they've looked the past few weeks. Typically during the season, we do like a recap of the week of Bruins games, possibly some other games that we've seen throughout the week that are interesting as well. We talk about some general NHL stuff. Kind of depends on what's going on in the league at the time, but this is a unofficial Boston Bruins podcast. So we, of course, focus on the Bruins. So we'll do a recap of the week, but we like to end each episode with predictions for the upcoming week. And what those predictions typically are whatever games are coming up for that week. Who do we think is going to win or lose? And what do we think the score is going to be? We are either on the money or nowhere near it. There is truly not much in between with us. But during the off season, there's only so much of that we can do. But we are really close to camp now, and we have almost all of our ducks in a row. And, if we traded a particular goalie, nobody would be upset. But until those things happen, we're gonna go off of what we've got. So tonight we are gonna spend some time talking about this upcoming. Oh, that's a good one that I'm seeing you type right now. We have like a document over on the side of things that we want to talk about for predictions for this year. But feel free to drop some in the chat as well if you're joining us live. And let's talk about what we think is going to happen this year, whether it's with the Bruins, whether it's in the NHL. Somebody on TikTok asked us to talk about Olympics. Who do we think is going to place in the Olympics? So we truly just want to make a giant prediction episode because those are our favorite things to do. We find a lot of fun in it, a lot of joy in it, a lot of silliness in it, and we need that in this off season because it's just dragging. It's dragging right now.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
Even like the one I just put on is like the one thing for this off season, but even that's been dead silent compared to last year.
No, truly. Yeah. So we are going to do predictions. Yay! You need to make us like a pop-up something or other. I don't know how to do that. Somebody figure that out.
There you go. I'm the pop-up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So where do we want to start? Do we want to start with that one that you just typed because it's all the rage on the Twitter today?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, since you typed it, go ahead and intro
it. Okay. So there's a certain player for the New Jersey Devils who has not been signed to a contract and is just kind of sitting there. He's just a little duck sitting there right now, and that is Luke Hughes. He has no contract. He is not playing next season unless he has a contract. And it is currently August 18th. That is a long time to go without a contract, and we would know as Bruins fans. But the big difference is there's literally nothing coming out about it. I've heard no numbers, nothing about term, nothing about where the difference is, just nothing. It's like he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So, for our prediction to start it off, what do we think his contract's going to be? And do we think he's going to be with the Devils?
The second half of your question is very interesting. I'm pulling up his last contract. I have to do it on my phone because I don't think my computer can handle another screen right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it sounds like a spaceship. It's just like a MacBook Air. Like it's not made to, I have two screens up. It's not made for all this action. His previous was 3 years with a cap hit of $925. He is currently 21 years old. He was a first-round draft pick in 2021. That's crazy that we're so far away from that. Last year, he played 71 games. He had 7 goals, 37 assists, 16 penalty minutes. The previous year, he played all 82 games. He had 9 goals, 38 assists.
His plus minus that year was atrocious. Oh my God, minus 25.
That's crazy. That's 23, 24.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
On May 5th, it was announced that he recently underwent successful shoulder surgery. What? shoulder surgery. Those are hard words next to each other. And is expected to make full recovery in time for training camp. Oh, Lord.
I love how when you look him up on Google, one of the top stories that comes up is from the Canucks Daily. And it's like he's dealt to Vancouver in a blockbuster trade proposal.
Okay, Vancouver.
Okay. That no one saw coming. Sorry, that's the whole title.
That's really funny. I mean, I feel like it's so hard because no matter what happens with his contract specifically for Luke, people are going to look at his brothers and be like comparing him to his brothers. So it doesn't matter at the end of the day what his contract is, whether it's great, whether it's meh, whether it's da 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 da. It's gonna be like, oh well, his brothers were blah 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 by his age. Like, okay, cool.
But they all had completely different roles. Like,
yes.
Jack is the only forward, so his is completely different. Yes. And then Quinn was like thrown into having to be the top defenseman right away. Yeah. Luke has other great defensemen around him. He doesn't have to be the only one.
Do you think it's going to be long-term or it's going to be short-term?
I want to say, like, okay, what's considered short-term? Because some people are like...
I don't think they'll give him a 1 year. If he signs with the Devils, I think it's either going to be like 3 or we've seen a lot of 6. Even though we still have another year to get in an 8, we've seen a lot of 6 this summer.
I'm feeling like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like more middle of the ground.
Yeah. I could see that. Do you think he gets higher on a short term though? Or do you think...
I don't know. I don't think he's going to get a lot. But I don't think he's going to get nothing either. Like, I can see maybe 4 years, $4 million.
Yeah. Somebody said 7 years at 8. And I was like, bro, nobody is paying that much for dear darling.
For a child. For an infant.
Yeah, no. Like, his stats are fine, but they're like fine. Like, they're don't get me wrong, they're good stats, but they're not like number 1 in the league paying for the rest of his life.
Nope. He's not on their top line, right?
I don't think so.
Is he their second pairing?
I think so.
Okay.
Jess would know.
Where is she when we need her?
Not on. Living her life. Oh, dang it, my thing closed out. I need to get my computer fixed. We've seen a lot of because his brother has an 8-8. So that's why people are saying 8-8.
But they're not the same.
No, not totally different.
Good, but they're very different.
I do not see that happening at all.
Okay, yeah, he was on the second line.
Then yeah, I don't see going above 4 and a half would be like a stretch, and I only say that because of the cap raise that they would go 4.5. He's so young. What did I just say he is? 21?
He's 21, turning 22. Lainey! Hi. I love you.
That's me. I could see 3 years. I'm going to go 3 years, 4.5.
Okay. I think I like my little 4 and 4.
Yeah.
He just gets 4s.
4s all across. Lainey, you're so cute.
He should change his jersey number to 44.
Love you, Lainey. That's funny. It must be hard being the youngest.
And with like a big name too, because he's a first round pick, so he has a lot to live up of.
Mm-hmm.
And then his brothers are also incredibly talented first round picks.
Hello from Baltimore, Maryland. Love it. I know. I'm glad that we have football back too.
I have not watched a single bit of football.
I haven't either.
I've
seen a lot of it, but I haven't watched any of it yet.
I can't watch it. I don't know what it is. Like, I can kind of watch it, but I can't watch it.
That's funny. Was it Lainey might have actually posted it. I don't remember who posted it. Something about like people are assuming that he's trying to pull a swayman, which it's now called when you're trying to like get your own worth. It's now being called a swayman, which I think is hilarious.
Yep, it was Lainey. It was. Pulling a swayman.
I think it's a really funny that it's being referred. Oh, I have my space shirt on. Oh my gosh. ADHD. Austin opened his first 2 packs of hockey cards, and one of his cards was a Sway All-Star card. And I was like, in your first freaking pack, you get a Sway All-Star card? Are you kidding me? And then the other one was, if anybody saw me post this on Twitter or Instagram, it says Charlie McAvoy and it is Charlie Coyle on the card.
I want that card so bad. I want to get them both to sign it. Like, a lot of those ones, I want to get both players to sign them, but I'm like, that's a 3-player card now.
Yeah. I truly hope that they each have a copy of it signed for each other. No, same. He also had Macklin Celebrini in that same pack too, with his number 1 draft pick roster photo.
Have him hand over the luck right now. Hand it over.
I paid for this pack. It was one of the ones that has like 4 12-card packs in it or whatever. I'm like, I paid for your cards and you're getting the good ones. I got some good ones too. They were fine, whatever. Great. But
it's okay. It's like Magic cards with me and Jacob. He'll buy packs and he won't get, like, the most expensive card will be like $1. I have pulled $50 plus cards from packs I buy, so he has me pick out his packs now because then he gets good cards.
Yeah. I was like, what is happening? But yes, that is Luke Hughes. Again, if you're just joining us, some people have joined since we started. We are doing predictions. If y'all have any predictions that you want us to do or want us to chat about, or if you want to chime in on the predictions that we're talking about, feel free to comment, use the chat, all of that stuff. We have a list that we're going to start going through. And I have also not skated in like 20-something years, friend. You are not alone. Don't you worry. I'm trying to think, maybe like 5th grade was the last time I skated. Terrifying thing. But feel free to use the chat as we talk about all this stuff, chime in, do all of the things. We are... super excited. Listen, while we are live, I just got a mean guy in my comments about the male cheerleading thing for Minnesota. Oh my gosh.
Let me add him right now on live. I'll do it.
No, oh my god. I hate Twitter so much. She says while streaming live on Twitter. It's
the men on Twitter. That's what it is.
It truly is. Anyway. Let's do the most obvious ones first, because I feel like this is going to get funnier as we go.
Okay.
Let's just kind of go down this list. So let's start with, who do we think is going to win? Let's go President's Trophy first, because that is different than the Stanley Cup. And do we think it will be one and the same? Let's start there. Do we think the same person is going to win the President's Trophy and the Stanley Cup?
No.
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 It's a curse.
It's a curse. It occasionally happens, but like, no.
Never. Never again.
Never.
Who do you think is going to win the President's Trophy this year? So for those who don't know, President's Trophy is the most points, or no? Yes.
Yeah, most points
at the end of the regular season. So not like points that you score in a game, but for each game you win, it's 2 points. For each overtime game you participate in, it's 1 point, and if you lose, it's 0 points. So we keep tally of all those points throughout the year. That is how we base playoffs. So and the person with the most points wins the NHL President's Trophy at the end of the regular season. So who do we think is going to win the President's Trophy?
I think it's going to stay in the East, because I think it's been in the East for the past 2 years, I want to say. 3 years, maybe. I'm going to look at this real quick.
Yeah. Give me some contextual stats.
Who won it last year? Oh, no, the Jets won it last year. It was in the West. Sorry, I thought it was Washington. They were second.
They were both close at the end of the year.
They had it until the very end of the year. And then it was the Rangers last year. And then we don't talk about the Bruins the year before. But I think it's going to come back to the East.
I just looked up the stat. Only 8 times has the President's Trophy winner also won the Stanley Cup.
What teams are those?
Let me see. Three President's Trophy winners have been defeated in the Stanley Cup final.
I feel like that's more of a curse than the first round.
Yeah. It just says that 8 teams have. We'd have to like compare. That's crazy. I think this is not favoritism. I think Utah is just gonna come out of the gates swinging this year.
Okay.
I know it's so random.
I like it more than mine because I hate it because I'm going to toss up between 2 teams.
If you say... Go ahead.
Who do you think I'm going to say?
I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared you're going to say Florida. Shut up.
I'm in a toss-up between Florida and Toronto.
I have to turn my fan on. I'm boiling. But continue. Give me some rationale here.
Everything Florida has done this offseason screams we're going to make the playoffs. We're going to do good. But I want them to do President's Trophy good so then they get eliminated.
I'm here for it. Okay, great.
Toronto's been in the top 3 in the East, or at least in the Atlantic, in the past few seasons. They have the loss of Marner, but I feel like they're going to do well enough that they're going to try and downplay the loss of him, and it's really going to bite their ass in the playoffs.
I am very interested to see how the Toronto fan base acts this year.
I'm scared.
Like towards Marner, but with the loss of Marner, like they're gonna be vicious. And like people want to talk smack on Bruins fans all the time, and like I don't think any of us. Well, we had so many people depart at trade deadline that like we couldn't be like, oh, it's just Brad. Like, no, half of our entire second line is gone. Like, bye.
Our best defenseman gone. Like our other two were injured.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna come hard and heavy. The fans are at other teams. Toronto's just a very volatile fan base, I feel like sometimes. So I'm very interested to see how they are. I like your reasoning for Florida. But with their luck, they would also just win it.
With their luck, I'm going to say no. Because I'm not allowing it.
That's funny.
But Toronto's like weird because I see them being high up there, but they have no Marner, so you lose your like offense a bit. You still have Matthews. You still have a bunch of other guys, but like you lost Marner and he had a huge role in it, but you gained a lot of good defensemen. You have Carlo, you have a bunch of other guys now who really help build there. So it's not, they won't have holes everywhere in the system. They'll just have one spot that's missing.
Yeah.
So I can still see them being up there.
Yeah. Well, and I can see that. And it's kind of similar, like Utah, I think Utah has re-signed a lot of the same guys over the summer. They haven't had like a huge wiping of the roster. And I think the adversity that they faced, not this summer, but last summer with moving up to Utah from Arizona, all of the stuff that was in the air, like they started off okay, but they finished really well. So if they take that momentum into the new season and like just, I mean, if they take the summer of like consistently having a home, consistently knowing where you're going to be playing next year, like you're going into it with a different mindset, understanding that you just spent 13 months now building a brand new fan base that is ride or die for this team. Like these Utah fans have spent the last year truly learning this game inside and out. Like they are always in the comments. There's 2 different Utah reporters that I follow like relatively closely for this team. And if the Utah fans don't understand something, they are asking for clarification on like, what is the rule there? Like, why do we do things this way? Like they are truly seeking to understand this game and the NHL. And I think you're going to have like a Golden Knights moment where the fan base is going to lock in, this team is going to lock in, and they just like had built so much momentum. They have young talent that is so good. This is the year that Logan Cooley gets his flowers. It might just be me screaming from the mountaintops about him, but I will do that.
It's okay. You're going to like my next answer for the next one.
Okay. So yeah, I like our team. I like our answers here. Now, who do we think is going to win the Stanley Cup? Are you going to say Utah for the Cup?
I have in my brain Utah and Carolina. I I don't know which one, but Utah and Carolina is my finals right now.
My answer is not the same. I have the Stars winning the cup.
Okay.
I don't know who on the East would be in the finals. You give your rationale. I'll think of who I would have in the finals on the East.
Okay. Utah, I kind of, based off what you were saying and like seeing them last year, like they finally know they have a home. They have a place that can be. You saw that confidence build throughout the season of like, okay, this is stable and they're a good team. Everyone was like, oh, Arizona sucks, but oh my God, Utah's so good. And it's like, it's the same team. They just didn't have stability before. They're a very good team that a lot of teams like underrate them. Yeah. And I feel like they play hard against them, but they don't play hard against them at the same time. So I feel like they could be the underdog. Yeah. And then Carolina's Carolina and signs freaking everyone. Yeah. But they also have all their guys who are super talented and they're a pretty good team. So as long as they can get out of the conference finals, I feel like they can do it. They can make it to the cup.
See, I don't have Utah going to the finals because they were the Coyotes and because to me there is just a lack of experience in that playoff grit because they're either really young or they were the Coyotes. So they haven't, for the most part of that team, they just haven't had that shot yet to go through it. Now, some of those guys also played in Tucson on the AHL, and they went through it with Tucson a time or two. But like as the Coyotes, they didn't have to do that grit. They didn't have to do the push. They didn't have to do that physically taxing last month. So that's the only reason I don't have them making it to the finals or like out of conference finals because they haven't had to experience that yet. And that's hard. That is crazy to do. That's why I have Texas. And I think Texas keeps getting close. And there's just something. There is always just something before they get there. But they have crazy, insane talent. And I think last year, especially, some of those guys were ready. I think it's a team that we don't talk about enough. Now, their management and what their management is doing with all of the arenas in Texas is a whole other situation that I don't agree with. Go look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. I think on the East, it's going to take a powerhouse to beat Florida. And like, if you've ever listened to an episode before, you know I hate Florida with my entire heart and soul, and I live in the Boston Bruins right now.
We can do it.
I don't think.
You know what? No.
I'll go there in a second. But I don't like looking at Florida's roster and the fact that they just re-signed everybody. I truly don't see anybody beating them again. And I hate saying that with my whole heart and soul. We've got a Vegas versus Tampa Bay prediction.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That would be really interesting. Specifically from the standpoint of like two of the most hated teams. I think would be so interesting. Like people would not want to root for either of those teams. I think that would be so
Vegas and Florida. Okay, I'd root for Vegas though. They're my guilty pleasure team, so like
it's crazy. Oops, sorry, I gotta go back up. My mouse goes backwards right now. Lainey says she has high hopes for Utah. She would be mad with the Leafs being up there.
See, I think it's going to be the thing with their team. They're going to be like, oh, we didn't need Marner. And then they're going to get eliminated in the first round and be like, oh, shit, we were wrong. And this is the same thing they do every year.
Yeah, that's a good point. She was also thinking the Stars. Utah is a good one, too, and that's true with Carolina. Yeah, the Stars are basically taking up all the youth arenas in the area. Truly look into this if you haven't yet. It's not a conspiracy theory. The Stars ownership legitimately owns like most of the like general hockey arenas in Texas and charges all of these youth teams to like use the ice at any time. It's very, very interesting and very crazy. Look, at this point, I'll take any other Eastern team over the Panthers. Truly, 100%.
I agree. I wanted to say the Bruins would eliminate Florida, but I really don't want to see that because I can't go through the pain that I went through when the Bruins eliminated Washington, and that was Chara. And we had to watch him go through the handshake line after we eliminated him. I can't do that with Brad.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do that again.
My only other Eastern team would be the Capitals. I could see the Capitals trying to make a run for it, knowing that it's potentially OV's last year.
See, I don't see that.
But I don't really know there.
I feel like they just all last out.
Good last year. They were so good. And then they just copped out.
I think it was for his record. It was literally for his record. They were good to get him that, and then they just dropped out. And that's why I think they're like, they'll make the playoffs, but they won't be up there for me because they don't have it.
Dallas needs to take notes from Utah. Truly, on the opposite end of the spectrum, Utah is like giving away the farm to make hockey more accessible, to make the games more accessible. Like concessions are super cheap, tickets are super cheap. Utah's doing it right.
Take notes. Everyone take notes from Utah.
The thing about the Capitals is they have a lot of individually talented players. And I agree with what you're saying now that you've brought up this point. Because when you look at OV, that was all him. Like, and I don't say that to discount, like, the contributions everybody made last year. But last year was, I mean, I talked about it how many times, about how sick of hearing about it I was.
Oh, my God, yeah.
But I agree. Like, there are a lot of individually talented players. As a team,
they're like hit or miss. Some days they click, and other days they just, like, look like a mess on the ice.
Yeah. Do we think I'm scared. Do we think that the Boston Bruins make it to playoffs this year?
I think they're going to be where they were at the trade deadline, which is
on the cusp,
fighting for the wild card spot. They're not going to be a top team. They're either just going to make the playoffs or just miss it. We're not going to be top. We're not going to be bottom. We're going to be middle of the league.
My answer is completely different.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to make it. Looking at our roster right now, we don't make it. Unless we come back from summer and everybody is on their A game and this is just the moment.
But we already had that. Like, looking at the 22-23 team before the season started, it looked like we were going to be a, wild card, maybe make it, maybe don't make it. And then we had the season, the most historic season. So that's why I'm more in the air about it. Because I'm like, okay, I can't really judge fully based off a roster because also with Nashville last year, it puts it into perspective. You can't just look at a roster that's good or bad on paper and be like, okay, you're good or bad, because the exact opposite can happen.
But here's what I'll say is a big difference between that team and the team that we're looking at for this year is the chemistry that team had.
Oh, yeah.
That team had played together, a majority of them for 10 years, give or take at that point. This team, we don't have that chemistry or that, like, longevity with a majority of these players that are coming this year or that are on our roster this year. And I think we can only rely on 4 team members for so long before it's going to break. Like, we can't hope that Pasta always gets the puck. We can't hope that Geeky's second half of the season is a full season. We can't hope that Hampus and Charlie are going to save us from everything. That's what we did last year, and it didn't end up going well. So, all of that to say, we also do have new coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what our roster is actually going to look like here in a few weeks? I mean, looking at our roster now, we've got 4 top liners. I don't know truly who is going to be on that top 6.
Who even knows if we'll have half of our top 6 if we trade them, apparently.
Yeah, truly. I mean, we've got a spare goalie. Like, I don't know what our thought process is. The really annoying part about having a spare goalie is no matter what, somebody has to go on waivers to go down to the AHL, and we're going to lose one of these goalies.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trading and get our money's worth for it right now. If you haven't heard my opinion on that before, go listen to the last 17 episodes because I've talked about it every week. But I think right now, currently, we are not going to make the playoffs. Lainey said no, but then she said she's using reverse psychology.
Smart.
And Esteban says yes. So.
See, I think we could make it and make it to the second round, but I don't see us going past the second round if we make it. Because we also, we do have the lack of chemistry, like you said, of, knowing each other for years. But you also have guys we brought in who I think will help with that, like Corrali.
Yeah.
You have him.
I can't wait.
Let me talk about Corrali and how much I love him again.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm going to see that leap, and I'm going to scream, and he better have a freaking goal, and he better leap at the game I'm going to, or the games I'm going to, because I need to see it again in person.
I can't
wait. But
I had forgotten he was back on the Bruins for a week, and then I saw, I don't know, something on social media earlier this week, and I was like, oh, I'm back. I have feelings. Okay, sorry. Really, I am a professional.
You're good. Have your feelings, because we all should be having those feelings about Sean Corrali.
Yes.
I love him. But he has his years of experience that he had with Pasta and McAvoy and everyone. And not to say they haven't had 2 years, I want to say, with Peak now. Is it 2? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know anymore.
But he has those years with Peak. He was with him longer than Peak's been with the Bruins. So you have that to bridge that connection, because yes, they're connected, but it adds more to it. You have a bit of the older mentality with it as well. And I think it'll help add in some of the new guys with it. Because we're bringing in guys from multiple teams who are connected to other players that we have. So I think that'll build the chemistry.
I mean, yeah, you look at Middlestat, he's played with a bunch of the guys.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our trades, they had played with some of the team before. So that is a good point. Lainey says, I'm still question mark with the goalie situation. What the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
Truly.
Why are we specifying NHL contract, but not putting him in the NHL?
100%. I have so many questions there. This question, TBD, I'll put something in the group chat later because I'm not going to say it on a public platform. But there are things happening behind the scenes. I don't think I've told Liz yet either.
No, but I have. Oh, wait, no, I think I know.
Yeah.
I know what I think. But I also had thoughts with that because I was thinking of one that we should set out in advance for all of us to take off, because we're all oh, what about this one in October and this one in November? And I'm what about that home game at the very, very end of February? That is literally the only home game we have that month. That's like the last day of the month. And I'm like, it's far enough out that we could all just be like, hey, we're not working that day. Here's a reasonable amount of time.
We'll see.
And it's Coyle's return, so even better.
Oh yeah, so we can all cry together.
Yeah, emotional support group. Right around the trade deadline too. Your anniversary of the group chat.
Oh, that'd be so fun. We can all crash out together.
Woo.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, who do we think is going to come in last place in the league? I someday I'd like it to be just because karma, but
I have a thought.
I would forever like it to be the Blackhawks.
Understandable.
Also, you just can't put an entire team on Connor Bedard and expect it to go well. Like,
no, it's him like Uncle Nick.
Raise the kid and let him have anyway. That I could soapbox that for about 3 hours.
He needs support, and not from an Uncle Nick that we all love, but he's also like almost out the door into retirement. I feel like
legitimate stat wise, they were towards the bottom last year, if not the bottom. Either
they were the 31st. Sharks were last.
Yeah. And they haven't done anything to like improve that roster significantly. You also are losing Pat Maroon, which we didn't talk about, but Pat Maroon got a job as a USHL assistant coach. Super excited for him. I am now a Lumberjack fan in Michigan. But I think they haven't like done anything to replace somebody like Pat Maroon. And like you can't put a team on a 21-year-old's back and expect it to continue to go well without building more players in this system. And that's the thing, that's I think the big difference to me with San Jose Sharks and Chicago Blackhawks is San Jose has a lot of talent. And I think when they gel together, they do really well, but there's a lot of inconsistency. But you can see what they're trying to build. Like you can see them getting a group of young players together and like developing them together into a team. So I can see this group, give them like 2-3 years. That is maybe not 2-3 years, maybe a few more years. They need a little development there. They're all really young. But that is a Stanley Cup winning team in a few years. I don't see that development happening on the Blackhawks. Like you're still hoping and praying that Connor Bedard pulls a Connor McDavid and just flips this team overnight, and all of a sudden they are it. Everybody's asking to go there, like they are the team. I don't see that happening. I think you also have the culture issues, the historical issues with Blackhawks that like you haven't created somewhere that these guys want to be either. So I think that's going to, you probably have another like 3-4 years of all of those things truly playing into this team and creating like a culture problem with this team that guys don't want to be there. So you're not going to get the talent. The team also is not really willing to pay these guys. And it's just going to be this like continuation of an issue that I'm sure does leak into the locker room at some point. And they're going to continue to be this like bottom feeder team for a few more years.
Yeah. Speaking of karma, I was thinking, I have two thoughts. One is a very, very wild one. And the other is a more realistic one.
Don Sweeney gets his comeuppance, and Bruins are the last in the league.
Don Sweeney being last, just not the team, so he doesn't get a first overall pick, because knowing that if we're last, we're getting the first overall pick, and he doesn't deserve it. But karma-wise, and the realistic one, I think could be the Flyers. Near the bottom of the league last year. Karma's going to hit them for some of their comments.
Yep.
And
for trying to sign people that are currently ineligible to be signed.
Mm-hmm. That shouldn't ever be signed again.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go back, I think, 2 episodes. We talked about the Hockey Canada trial. It was a little impromptu, so we're kind of scatterbrained on it. But feel
very
free to go
raw and emotional.
Yes.
But they were near the bottom. So I think realistically could be that.
And they've had a few years of like, what is going on?
Yeah. And I feel like they didn't do anything. Like anything too important to improve their team.
Yeah. No, it's a great, yeah.
Now my wild unhinged one that I could see happening because of some team drama from last year. Vancouver. They didn't make the playoffs. They had issues. They got rid of one of the things that apparently caused an issue. But I could see that
right now, in case you're curious.
I know. I saw that message right, as long as it's not Vancouver, and I was like, oh, well. I don't see them making the playoffs. I don't know necessarily like dead last, but I definitely, bottom half. Bottom 10.
Well, isn't Karma's dad the coach for the Canucks this year too?
Put them all at the bottom. Put them all. But don't give any of them the first overall. Like, put one good team down there that gets the first overall.
Yeah. Esteban says it's Seattle. I could be swayed on this. I could be convinced of it. See, Seattle is such a wild card for me. They either are like, how can you have Joey Decord as your first goalie and still suck so much? Like,
but then also randomly their team is like this magnificent team that knows how to play. So it's like,
yeah, I also think this is like the Boston Bruins, though. How can you have Jeremy Swayman as your first goalie and like still suck so much? So,
well, that's why we tied for points with them last season. So,
but yes, Seattle is a total wild card for me every time they're on the ice. You also have such good coaches. Like, how can you have all of these great contributing things and you just can't make it happen? I don't understand. Lainey is now heartbroken. As long as it's not us or Canucks, Devils, or Sharks, I'm okay. Esteban agrees.
See, they're the random wild one.
Yeah.
They're my Nashville from last year. Okay, Nashville was supposed to be good, and they ended up at the bottom. And I think if that's going to be a team this year that's supposed to be good, that's going to end up down there, it's Vancouver or the Rangers.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think bottom. But I think they have a lot of issues that we saw.
I will ride. So Lainey said, still firmly believe that Bedard would be better off anywhere else. Any day of the week, I will say, trade him to the Sharks. I think it would be so. I talk about this all the time. I'm fully aware. I feel like I say this at least every
I think we both do.
Send him to the Sharks. I think it'd be such a great experience for everybody. Give them all to the Sharks. There is your Stanley Cup winners 27-28.
Throw him on Utah. That could be fun.
Utah would be him and Josh Donor. I feel like would be so baby Donor. I don't know if Quinn can handle all that. Sway literally made it known that his team sucked this year playing for USA. That did happen.
Not wrong. I feel like Decord did too. Both of them did it.
I feel like it's so hard. Like, it must be hard as a goalie to like be so diplomatic all of the time and be like, no, we're all a team together. They can't get the puck away from me for 5 seconds. We're such a great team in the locker room. I love being here. It's so great. No, F that.
Yeah. It was like my brother. He played for this team one year, and it's like you have A, AA, AAA. AAA was like all the kids that sucked got thrown on AAA.
Yeah.
And so my brother, great goalie, he made it to the All-Star for this team. He was the All-Star goalie, but he was on the AAA team because they needed a good player there. And they had like no goalies. But he, was the goalie for All-Stars, so good goalie. These kids did not know how to freaking skate. They did not know how to do anything. And suddenly they hit playoffs. They made it to the finals, by the way. Don't know how it happened. Playoffs hit, and these kids, they magically made playoffs. They should not have made playoffs. Suddenly, 180, all these kids knew how to play hockey, and we were like, where was this all season? Because there were games. We had the little, what's it? Like the clicker for baseball?
Yeah.
Why can't I remember what that's called? But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
We had one for my grandfather that I think my dad would use at games, and there was one game my brother faced over 100 shots.
That's crazy.
Like, these kids sucked, and he was a good goalie, and it's like, how do you do that? But he'd be like, oh no, he wouldn't like crash out at them in the locker room, but then he'd come home and be like, they suck. I hate them.
Yeah. Same. Pitch counter, as Spawn says.
Yes, pitch counter. Thank you.
Yep. That's funny. Let's go.
Goalies always want to crash out.
Truly. R.I.P. I'm going to go here. Let's go top scorer. I think we know who it's going to be for the Bruins. I don't think we need to debate that one. Pasta for
Working geeky.
Shut up. You know what? Go for it. But
I was saying that as a joke. It's obviously Pasta, but I feel like Geeky's going to be like our second guy.
If he keeps his fire under his butt, let's see. Who do you think is top scorer for the entire league? I'm pulling up stats from last year. Top NHL scorer. 25. Let's see.
Oh, that's playoffs. I don't want playoffs.
Do we want to go points or goals?
We can do both. I feel like both could be fun.
So points was Kucherov, McKinnon, Draisaitl, Pasta, and Marner were the top 5.
The fact that McDavid was 6th is insane, and the fact that Pasta on the team we had was tied for 3rd is also insane.
Yeah. So Kucherov had 121 points. McKinnon had 116. Draisaitl and Pasta both had 106. I would assume the tiebreaker there is goals versus...
It was games played. Draisaitl only played in 71. Pasta played all 82.
Jeez Louise. And Marner had 102.
I believe it's at least by games. I would assume it's by games.
It's either games or goals. Because goals, Draisaitl had 52 versus Pasta had 43. And then he made up with the assists.
It's by games. Keller and Hagel had the same amount of points, but Keller's above him with 1 less game played, but 5 less goals.
Interesting.
Which I think makes sense, because if you played you played less games, you have a chance for more.
Yeah. So your percentage is higher per game if you played less games.
Yeah.
Who do you think gets it this year?
Points, I feel like.
Yeah, we'll go points first, and then we'll do goals second, because that list is different.
I don't know. I feel like it could be Marner with the team he's on. Point-wise, I feel like it could be him. Goals, I definitely not, but points.
I also think he has something to prove, going into this.
Did you see his post about being all happy and stuff in Vegas? I see him with points.
Yeah. I'm gonna say McDavid for the revenge. Dude has lost Stanley Cup twice. Just slipped through his little fingers. So I think Connor McDavid, I feel like he feels like he has something to prove. I think it's going to be interesting seeing the Oilers play this year. My answer might change depending on how they come out of the gate. But I can see, I don't think Lainey likes my answer.
No, I don't think so. I like the reaction images, though.
I can see Connor McDavid coming out with something to prove this year.
Fair. Now, what do you think about goals?
For goals, we had, what's loading? 1 second. Here we go. Draisaitl had 52. Nylander had 45. Ovechkin and Tage Thompson had 44. Pasta had 43. We'll go a few more because they're all close.
They're all close.
It only has their first letter. Brandon Point had 42. Kyle Connor. Thank you. I'm like, brain. Had 41. Jake Getzel had 41. I don't know how to say his last name. Oh, we got a three-way tie. DeBrincat, Reinhart, and Scheifele had 39. And Tavares had 38. Like, it is all real close.
Oh my God, the 37s. Yeah, okay. The amount of 35s, holy crap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Lainey, that's a good point. He's a good player, won't deny it. I just don't like him as a human.
Valid.
Keller is insane. Clayton Keller, I'm telling you, these Utah boys, though, they're going to come out of the woodwork. You are going to see Logan Cooley, and you're going to see Clayton Keller on lists this year. I am ready for it. Ready for
it. Who these boys are, but we knew all along.
That's all I have to say.
I'm so sad I've never been to Atlanta. Not Atlanta. Oh my gosh.
I've shown my Sabres puck yet.
Oh, I love it.
So the Sabres game I went to was when I was like super young. My brother had to have been in high school, so I had to have been maybe like 3rd, 4th grade. So it was when they had the old logo, and I didn't have a puck because I started collecting pucks when I was an adult. So I was determined to find the old logo to symbolize like when I was there. Finally found one. Was super excited about that. Anyway, ADHD. Here we go.
It's okay.
I'm going to say Tage Thompson.
That was my thought, Tage Thompson.
He's another one that has something to prove. He got left off I was going to say 4 seasons.
4 Nations.
That one. 4 Nations. He did really well at Worlds. He should have been on that 4 Nations team.
And he made it known.
Here's my thing with him. If he was on a team other than the Bruins, not Bruins, Sabres, get him on the Bruins. If he was on a different team, if he had different people around him, I think this would be another situation where like he would just be a rock star. But you do what you can with the team that you got. He still made this list on the Sabres. So like, and they did better last year.
Not to speak something into existence, but we've been talking about maybe trading 1 or 2 of our top 6 for Tage Thompson. I'd maybe be okay with that.
And he would be a player that you would probably have to trade Corpy and Zaka to get.
What about Corpy and Middlestat? Because I kind of want to keep Zaka over Middlestat.
I'd be good with that. I'd be better
no
with
offense.
That, actually.
But just in case something happens to the top line, we know Zaka will fit up there. And yeah. I want that safety net. But also Thompson with Pasta. That would be fun.
I could do that. I could be convinced.
You know what? 1 for 1. Thompson for Corpy, who says no.
Nobody says no. Crickets.
We can fleece Buffalo again. We've done it before with Hall.
Truly. I think we probably only have time for one more. I don't want to go too far over the 1 hour mark. Which one do you want to do?
I feel like playoffs could be fun. We kind of dabbled in that a bit.
Mm-hmm. What of playoffs?
Maybe who makes it.
Nobody is in the playoffs. Okay, I gotta pull up.
If you look at the standings right now, there's technically no teams.
I gotta pull up a list because some of those Midwestern teams gets confusing where they go.
I'm making my list right now of who my 8 are from each division.
Yep.
Because I'm totally for each conference, but
oh man, I gotta write this down really quick. I wasn't prepared for this question. Everybody, do your research really quick. Let us know who your peeps are. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna change.
I'm at 6. Oh no.
I literally have last year's.
Yeah. I'm scrolling through and being who's in each division, and I need 3 from. I need 3 from each division minimum. So which are those teams?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, this could be controversial.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, potatoes. How am I supposed to pick 2 more? I don't like any of them. I don't like my options.
I'm sorry. That's how I feel about one of these teams.
Ooh, that'll be controversial. Yep, I'm saying it anyway.
As you should. There's no one from the freaking Pacific that I'm
I know. Oh, you want to know who else I want bad karma to go to? The Anaheim Ducks.
Oh, yeah. So fair. See, I don't want to put a Canadian team in the playoffs because I think it would be funny if no Canadian teams made it. But, there's 3 of them in the Pacific. One of them is going to make it of those 3.
Yeah.
If not multiple.
I have 1 Canadian team. I have 2 Canadian teams. I'm stuck in the East. I don't know who I want my last 2 to be.
I have my East. I have no Canadian teams from the East. No, that's a lie. I have a Canadian team. I forgot Toronto was in Canada.
That's funny. I do have fun.
Oops.
Yeah, I'm going to say that. Okay. Mine's done.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Okay.
Somebody's going to boot me off the internet for this.
Okay. I have mine.
Okay. For the East, in no particular order.
Yep.
Just based off vibes. I don't know. Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yep.
Tampa Bay Lightning. Florida Panthers. Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, I don't have them.
Washington Capitals. Carolina Hurricanes. New Jersey Devils. And New York Islanders.
I like that one.
They have like they'll have a few good games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then the momentum just crashes. And I'm like, okay, if we could figure that out, it'd be better. Yeah.
They're always right there. They're always like, we just made the playoffs, so we just missed it.
Yes. Now there's one particular player on that team that came halfway through the season that like he doesn't need to necessarily be there.
He doesn't deserve it. So like if they make it, he's not there.
Yeah. But like the rest of them, go for it. Yeah, it's been a while. Go forth.
Have some fun. All right. My East. We have Toronto.
Okay.
Tampa.
Yep.
Florida.
Yep.
And then Detroit from the Atlantic.
They were close. They barely missed.
I feel like they could.
Yeah.
This is where it gets controversial.
Oh, no.
Is for the Metro. I have Carolina and the Devils.
Yeah.
My third one is Columbus.
Okay.
And then my final wild card is a tie. I don't know which of these two teams it'll be. It's either the Penguins or the Bruins.
Oh.
I don't see the Capitals making it.
Oh.
That's my little
earlier reasoning though of like doing it for OV versus like doing it as a team. Yeah.
And I see the Penguins having a bit of like a bounce back this season.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they have enough of a bounce back to like make it in, but that's also how I feel about the Bruins. So like take it or leave it. Maybe the Islanders could slip in there because I was like, the Rangers were a thought, but I also think they have too many issues. And we saw that with so many guys wanting out of that organization last season that I don't think they can necessarily make it to the playoffs. Especially when you have that type of culture that's so known across the league.
They've had so many cultural issues, like, yeah. West. My list is very all over the place. I don't know how to feel about this. We're just going to go for it. Winnipeg Jets.
Okay.
Dallas Stars. Minnesota Wild. Utah Mammoths? The Mammoths? I don't know. Ice Age. Vegas Golden Knights. LA Kings. Vancouver Canucks. Seattle Kraken.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay.
Chaos in the West.
My West is so weird. I have Dallas.
Okay.
I'm going to do like normal teams. I'm not going to split it up like by division.
Yeah.
So Dallas, Vegas, LA.
Okay.
In Colorado. Very
Oh, yeah.
expected.
No, I took Colorado out. I had to make room for Utah there. I couldn't have both.
Then Minnesota and Calgary.
Yep. Yeah. Oh. Ho ho. Yeah.
Utah.
Yeah.
And then my final one, I couldn't pick. So I did another little tie one because I'm like, I could see both of them.
Yeah.
Winnipeg makes sense, but Seattle. I also put Seattle.
Yeah.
I could see it. Because we have two goalies in both of them that really proved that it was the team and not them. And if the team steps it up, they could do it. They can make the playoffs.
Calgary, I feel like, has been so under the radar, like on the edge. That's funny. Those are some chaotic predictions we came up with.
They really are. I like how there was like a decent amount of overlap between ours and with like the random chaotic, like let's throw Seattle in there.
Yeah.
Like both of us had that.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, we still have some left, so we might continue this next week. maybe. We still got another like 2 weeks until actual things happen.
We could do this. That could be fun, especially before camp.
Yeah. Because we have some on the list that we have left that would be more like camp-ish. So maybe we'll do that next week. I don't want to go too far over our time today. But I think we have some that would be really fun to talk about next week that I don't want us to like never talk about again. But we could do an entire predictions for Bruins camp and Bruins like starting roster kind of situation. So maybe we do that next week. TBD. Stay tuned, friends. Other than that, I think that wraps up our predictions for the night. So if you're listening to this later, feel free to drop your predictions. Let us know what you all think. I think
tell us how crazy we are.
Yes, absolutely. Either way, we are 50-ish days out from the season starting.
Whoa.
I'm ready. Went to a baseball game yesterday, and I was like, man, I wish this was a hockey game. I want
to go to a hockey game.
Yeah. Anything else for tonight, friend?
I don't think so. We had our predictions. We mentioned where we're at. Who knows about book club? Because we forgot to post.
I even made it, and then I got distracted.
Yep. And I sent you the link to that one and being like, oh, how do we fix this?
Yep. We'll get there eventually. Life is lifing.
I mean, it's not that long of a book. We could post it now.
Yeah. It's like 250 pages or something. Yes, book club for this month is The Deal by L. Kennedy. We do have a Discord going on. So if you want to be a part of our Discord, let us know. Send us a message. Drop us a comment. We'll send you the link. If we post it publicly, we get a bunch of bots. We're trying to prevent that. But send us a message. We'll get you the link. There is a spot to just talk about hockey. There's a spot for trading cards, or there's a spot for the book club. So whatever you want to do, totally great. You can do 1, 2, 3, all. Be our friend. We love it so much. Make sure that you follow us on social media. So Putts and PP's Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Sounds about right. You can follow Boston Sports Entertainment Network at BSCN_617 on all the platforms as well, including YouTube, where you can find our recordings. Follow us on Spotify and Apple, where you can listen to us later. My name is Emily. You can find me at Hyper Emmy, wherever your little heart desires. My social media is chaotic right now. Have fun with that. Liz, where can people find you?
You can find me at Liz__Fraser, and my social media is dead because I keep forgetting about social media, which is good because I'm trying to take a social media break.
Yeah. For the next 2 to 3 months, y'all, we're gonna be at 9 p.m. Eastern on Mondays. I have a committee that I'm a part of, for a volunteer organization that I'm a part of, that we have Monday meetings every other week-ish. There's some weeks where they're back-to-back. So to be present for you all and be present for that, we're just going to move it consistently to 9 o'clock for now. So we're not going 9 to 7 back and forth for the next few weeks. That ends in November. We also will have a little break in November because somebody's getting married. So when we come back from the break, we'll decide and my volunteer project ends that week as well. So when we come back from that break, we'll figure out if we want to go back to 7 or if we want to stay at 9. But for the next few weeks, we'll be at 9. So that is changing. I think everything else is basically the same. Monday nights, 9 o'clock, we'll be live recording every week. Things are going to start amping up here soon, though, for the season, which is exciting. So other than that, go follow us, message us to join our Discord. And other than that, we'll see you next week. Bye.